So, as we move into almost December, I think we have a week left of November. Can't believe it's almost December. We're kind of getting into that time where everything is already Christmassy, and depending on where you are in the world, everything is already feeling very wintry. And I wanted to talk today about some other themes and topics that we could talk about, or we could focus on during our children and teen yoga classes, so that we don't spend a whole month or even longer talking about snowmen and Father Christmas. Now, I think you probably already know from some of my other videos that I really don't focus so much on the majority of festivals in my kids' yoga classes. So I already spoke previously about how I don't really celebrate Halloween in my children's yoga classes, Easter, and Christmas as well. And this is not because I don't love these festivals. I think they are wonderful festivals that should be celebrated. But I think in kids yoga, we can maximize our time and what we're teaching the children. And we can talk about topics around these themes that are going to be more beneficial to children. So yes, we can absolutely celebrate Christmas in our kids yoga classes, but I would say for a whole month, or for some even longer, why not talk about themes around dealing with difficult emotions that they might experience over the Christmas period? So a lot of children are going to have 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks where they are at home during the Christmas period. They're away from school or their typical like homeschooling environment perhaps. And this can be really overwhelming. It can bring up a lot of excitement. It can bring up disappointment. It can bring up loneliness or sadness for some children. You know, unfortunately, not all children that you're working with are going to be spending 3 weeks having this beautiful, happy family Christmas. Like a lot of them actually won't. And so I think giving them some extra tools and techniques and just really just giving them like permission and acceptance that Christmas is not always this super happy time of the year where every single moment of every single day is just happiness. You know, that's not the reality of it. Sometimes it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's too overstimulating for their nervous system. Sometimes it's disappointment because they didn't get the Christmas gift from Father Christmas or Santa Claus that they asked for. So I think it's important that we give them some extra tools and techniques on how to deal with this overstimulation, the overexcitement, or any other emotions that might be coming up. We do this mostly through our kids' yoga classes throughout the year, and I think this time of year it's really heightened. Emotions and excitement are really heightened, and I think it's really important that we really focus on these kind of tools and techniques to share with children and teenagers as we lead up towards the kind of Christmas, winter holidays. We could also talk about things like giving and receiving. So yes, a lot of them will be receiving gifts, but we could talk about how we will be receiving things with appreciation and with gratitude. We could talk about how we can give things that are not physical things, not material things. Like we can give kindness to people. We can give gratitude and appreciation to people. We can give love. We can give time to people, you know, giving our time and attention to people is equally, if not more important, as giving them physical gifts. So I think the giving and receiving topics are really very beneficial all throughout the year, but definitely at this time of year when even the kindest, most aware, most appreciative child might get overwhelmed and overexcited and kind of lose that sense of appreciation and gratitude, and it does just become a case of like receive, 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 lots of material things, and just ensuring that they have the tools to not only regulate themselves but just to kind of check in with themselves, like, am I receiving with gratitude? Am I content with what I have? And am I giving, not just receiving? Am I able to give as much love and as much kindness as I'm receiving from the external world? I think really they're my two main kind of things that I would be discussing, and obviously like gratitude and appreciation is a great one, especially now as we're kind of We have like Thanksgiving over the next couple of days, but definitely around the Christmas time. We're coming up to the end of the year for many of us who are following the kind of traditional Western end of year. And so this is a great time to talk about intentions, maybe goal setting it with your teens if that's something that you resonate with or the teenagers resonate with, but definitely setting intentions of things that they would like to bring into their life, things that they would like to offer, maybe things that they would like to learn or things that they would like to do. And again, taking it away from like the physical side of like, what do I want to have in my life, but more like, what qualities do I want to express a little bit more? Do I want to work on my inner strength? Do I want to work on my self-care? Do I want to work on being non-judgmental? So kind of setting some intentions about what they're taking into the next year, and what kind of new intentions and new skills do they want to learn, or kind of new character traits do they want to express. This is really great for the teens especially, but it's certainly something that we can discuss with younger children as well. So that's great for the new year. Self-care is also a really important one over this time of the year. As I said, everything can get a little bit overwhelming, overstimulating. There might be a lot of anxiety as well, you know, especially seeing family, for teenagers, perhaps being away from school, being away from friends can bring up some anxiety. And so perhaps discussing self-care, giving them some strategies on how they can take care of themselves over the Christmas period. Apologies for that. So they're just some theme ideas, but I would love to hear from you. What other themes and topics do you plan to discuss over the Christmas period?